Deconstructing Seeman's controversial remarks on Periyar, an analytical perspective. Seeman's controversial remarks targeting Periyar, a stalwart of social reform in Tamil Nadu, have stirred political debates across the region. This documentary aims to offer a structured counter-argument to his allegations, allowing viewers to explore the historical nuances and philosophies driving Periyar's work. Through facts and analysis, this narrative seeks to educate the public and foster an informed dialogue on a polarizing episode in Tamil Nadu's socio-political discourse. Seeman alleges that Periyar promoted immorality, a claim that lacks direct evidence from credible sources. The statement itself, suggesting proof might surface only after nationalizing Periyar's writings, raises questions about its legitimacy. The widespread availability of Periyar's published work further undermines such assertions. Periyar's speeches and writings convey a consistent message of dismantling oppressive caste structures, promoting gender equality, and advocating rationalism. Despite his provocative rhetoric, no verifiable material among his works supports the claim that he encouraged immoral behavior. His philosophy aimed to liberate marginalized communities through education and self-respect, a legacy at odds with any accusations of promoting societal decay. Key point: Seeman's remarks remain groundless unless substantiated by credible documentation. Another focal point of Seeman's criticism is Periyar's decision to destroy coconut trees on his plantation as a protest against alcohol production. While the act might appear extreme, it aligns with Periyar's broader rationalist principles and his commitment to achieving systemic change. Periyar's self-respect movement rejected superstitions and advocated for societal reforms that addressed systemic exploitation. His opposition to alcohol was driven by its disproportionate harm to economically weaker communities. This stance aligns with the values of other prominent reformists, such as Mahatma Gandhi, who championed temperance and viewed alcohol as a societal scourge. Critics who focus solely on the destruction of trees overlook the symbolic nature of Periyar's actions. This act underscored his refusal to allow economic gain to come at the expense of community well-being, reinforcing his commitment to social ethics over material benefit. Seeman asserts that Periyar disrespected Tamil by labeling it a barbaric language. However, such critiques are often taken out of context. Periyar's criticism was not aimed at devaluing the Tamil language, but at challenging its glorification without addressing the oppressive structures rooted in its history. Periyar opposed the use of language as a barrier to social mobility or as a tool to preserve caste hierarchies. By promoting modern education, including the learning of English, he sought to equip people with the means for upward socioeconomic mobility in a rapidly globalizing world. Furthermore, Periyar's approach mirrors Ambedkar's critique of Hindu scriptures, not as an outright rejection of cultural significance, but as a rejection of the systemic oppression these traditions perpetuated. His vision for the Tamil language was progressive, advocating for its evolution as a medium of rationalism and empowerment. Seeman attempts to portray Ambedkar and Periyar as ideological adversaries, arguing that their differing methods discredit Periyar's stance. However, such a view fails to recognize the complementary nature of their approaches. Ambedkar's primary focus was on constitutional and legislative reforms, while Periyar engaged in grassroots activism, challenging caste norms and advocating for atheism. Both aimed to dismantle caste oppression, but tailored their strategies to their respective audiences and contexts. Historical evidence highlights their mutual respect. For instance, Ambedkar attended the All India Scheduled Castes Conference in Chennai, where he acknowledged Periyar's contributions to social justice. While Ambedkar chose Buddhism to inspire spiritual liberation, Periyar rejected religion altogether, emphasizing rationalist methods of societal transformation. These approaches were not contradictions, but diverse strategies toward a shared vision of equality. Seeman accuses Periyar of attacking Tamil cultural icons and Bhakti traditions, alleging disrespect toward poets like Kambar and Bhakti saints, such as Ilango Adigal. However, Periyar's critique of Bhakti literature was rooted in its historical misuse as a justification for caste discrimination. Rather than rejecting the artistic value of devotional works, Periyar critiqued the societal impact of how dominant castes historically wielded these texts to maintain hierarchies. His arguments echoed reformists like Bharathiyar, who balanced admiration for cultural heritage with calls for reforming regressive practices. Periyar's critiques were aimed at liberating Tamil identity from oppression, not at denying its cultural richness. By questioning traditions that perpetuated inequality, he sought to reimagine Tamil society on a foundation of rationalism and progress. Seeman's allegations against Periyar oversimplify the latter's complex philosophical legacy, often removing context to frame a critical narrative. Periyar's actions and rhetoric were deeply rooted in a commitment to rationalism, social justice, and liberation from entrenched caste systems. His provocative methods were designed to spark dialogue and empower marginalized communities, not to promote chaos or immorality. To truly evaluate Periyar's contributions and refute baseless claims, one must consider the social conditions he sought to transform. Through a lens of historical understanding and evidence-based analysis, his enduring impact on Tamil Nadu's path to equality becomes undeniably clear. This is not just the story of one man, but the story of a society striving for justice and self-respect. If this video captivates your interest, be sure to subscribe to our channel, appreciate our content with a thumbs up, and share the experience with your friends.